welcome to Quick Review Thursday. I'm your host, Jonathan Moody, and I have an awesome guest here. How are you doing, Maddie Deering?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. So Maddie's been on my show before for the 31 Days of Indie Horror, where we did the Funhouse Massacre, review, and that was a lot of fun. Um,
Oh,
and
always.
and of course, I had to pick a Mark Polonia movie that we're both fans of his. And I had to pick this. And I think when I told you that Shark Encounters of the Third Kind, which is the movie that we're reviewing, was on Tubi, you're like, what? It's on, you didn't know, right?
Yeah, because I actually rented this on Amazon Prime maybe a, a few months ago. Like paid what, $3.99 to rent it or something. So I didn't know it was on anywhere free.
Yeah.
But I had seen it before. Because I remember I don't even know if it's on physical disc yet? Because Wild Eye put it out.
Probably not, I'm going to guess, because I don't remember. I can look that up real quick.
Because I mean
Amazon.
I would like to own a physical copy.
All of us would love to own. You hear that, Mark? If it's not, please get Wild Eye to put a new one out. Ah, it does say DVD. So, yep,
I
there's a
knew it was either
DVD.
yeah.
But it's released on March 30th.
Yeah, so I guess I was kind of surprised it was on Tubi before then.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's a good way to get people to want to go buy it, or whatever.
Exactly.
I mean, some people like that's the problem I have with a lot of indie movies and everything is people see the movie's free on something and then they decide that they don't want to buy the movie because they already saw it, and
Um,
I'm always mad about that because I mean I guess it works because you're paying in a way like Tubi pays the creators, but
I've heard Tubi is one of the best services for indie filmmakers that pays decent,
yeah.
more than like Prime.
Oh yeah, Prime for bad things, but whatever.
I've heard many
Um,
bad things.
yeah, I'm trying to I guess we're trying to be a little bit more positive. But to go into a positive note, I really enjoy this movie. Shark Encounters of the Third Kind. The only gripe that I will give it is that I felt like it concentrated way more on the aliens than it did on the shark. Like I was expecting more
Yeah,
shark stuff, and I think this was sort of, and I quote me if I mean not quote me if I'm wrong, but I mean if you know anything different or anything, this might be Mark Polonia's way of trying to get away from the shark movies and go back to other stuff, like in a way that's how I kind of figured it because it was less sharks and then it became more like alien, so
yeah.
like it was something else, and it was like, all right, I'm kind of done with the shark genre right now. Let me show that I'm going into other areas. That's my thought.
It did. He did do quite a few shark movies in a row, so even like Amityville Island wasn't really a shark movie. It had a shark for like 2 seconds, but there's a
Mm.
shark on the cover, so.
Well, sort of
But this
like
felt like
this.
a feeders. This felt like a lead into a new feeders movie. This was like feeders meets Jaws, or
I will say this as much as I'm a Mark Polonia fan, I have not seen Feeders yet.
well, you
Um,
need to
I need to.
absolutely.
I need to because
Oh my god,
I know of it, very much and everything, and I've been
yes,
wanting to see it. I just haven't, I haven't gotten a chance to, but I will, I will definitely check it out. And I know that was an alien movie, so did they use the same mask from Feeders at all or anything for the aliens?
the feeders were like smaller creatures or whatever, but they had like the aliens, and this they had like it looks like ping pong balls with like eyeballs cut out or whatever.
That's cute.
So it was kind of the same. It was the same kind of look.
Okay, so
So
it's
I was
similar.
thinking, and Mark's making a Feeders 3, from what I've
Nice.
heard. So I always kind of felt like this was kind of a connection. So part of why I really enjoyed it as well.
Or maybe that's why he's decided to make a third one is because he had such a good time on Shark Encounters
Yeah.
making this or whatever that it sparked an interest in doing Feeders 3. I don't know. I don't know. Honestly, like I felt like this is just sort of a fun project, like you
Yeah.
can when you watch a Mark Polonia movie, you can sort of tell that like all the actors and cast and crew are having a blast, like they don't
Exactly.
I like I would love. I don't know if there's a lot of behind the scenes stuff out there for like Mark directing, but I would love to see that because like I would love to see what he how he interacts with people and how he sets up the shots, how he does that stuff because that sort of interests me as a director, but also
And
interests
he's
me.
also an actor in it too. So,
Yeah, there you go. Like how does he do that? How does he direct and how does he act at the same time? Some
mhm.
people are great at that, some people are not
No.
and should not do that. You know, I'm trying to bring up his name so I can look at some of the stuff with with shark encounters. Um Now, where would you say with all the shark movies was this like your favorite of all the shark movies or what?
Favorite of what? Mark Polonius shark
Yeah,
movies?
all his Mark Polonius shark movies.
Honestly, yes. Virus Shark, I thought was okay. I wasn't a huge fan. Land Shark is fun. It's been a while since I've seen it, but not my favorite. And Sharkenstein's fun, but I really did enjoy the story for this, and I enjoyed the alien and the shark kind of aspect, and I think it's hilarious the island was Smash Up Island or whatever for some reason. I thought the story was fun. I enjoyed this honestly more than I even expected to, and I'm a huge Mark Polonia fan,
Right.
but this was a really fun one for me. I
Well,
would say it's probably one of Mark's best movies that I've seen in a good while. You know,
right.
one of my favorite recent movies of his. I thought it had an original story, and I loved how, the people had seen aliens in the past, whatever, and had that therapy group, and that all kind of comes together, and it's really cool.
Yeah, I love like the mom in it or whatever, like when she's driving around and the daughter played by Jenny Russo. Jenny's been in a lot of Mark's films and
Yeah.
I adore her in the films, but she's like, "Mom, everybody thought you should be in that group too." you know? And then the mom, oh my god, she was like she became the like possessed or whatever by the you know
Her like head or whatever, and that one shot go. "Boo."
yeah, that was the creepiest thing I've ever seen in my life. Oh, good God. Like if I saw my, and the funniest thing is how Jenny sort of reacted to it. Because if I saw my mom doing that, I'd be fucking freaking the fuck out. But Jenny was sort of
Oh, me too.
like I guess her name's
Well,
Kay, was just sort of like,
I couldn't
what
remember.
the hell's
Just
going
another
on?
day at the office. She's
Just
like taking over her father's alien therapy session. She wants to continue his work.
his continue his work.
It's kind of
Uh,
funny when you think about it. And then like the guy in the coffee shop or restaurant, whatever. Yeah, your father really helped my dad or mom or whatever.
yep. And then she was like, "Yes, that's why I want to continue doing this," kind of thing.
Yeah,
It was so much fun. Like it was such a, I don't know, it was
it's a fun
entertaining.
movie. And she's
Um,
always drinking too. She's always like drinking wine or whatever that is out of the bottle.
right.
Like there's so many scenes where she's like at the table just pouring another glass. Like, okay.
Exactly. I agree. So this was written by John Oak Dalton, who I believe does a lot of stuff with he's also directed his own movies too, but
Okay.
he did Scarecrow County, which you
I
can see
haven't
on
seen
Tubi. Um he wrote a lot of films for like Henry Couteau, like
Oh,
Calamity Jane's Revenge. Oh, wow, he did Jurassic Prey. I love Jurassic Prey. Like of all the
I haven't
like
seen that one,
silly.
so I'll
Oh my goodness, it's on Tubi. You can check it out. Almost all of Mark Polonia's movies are on either Tubi or Amazon or both. You know,
yeah.
you can watch any of them if you got those things. I always like to pick films that are on Tubi because not everybody has Prime. So if
And Tubi is free for everyone. And
right,
Tubi has some nice.
nobody has an excuse like oh I can't watch it because
Well,
you
what
know
if they don't have internet?
actually wait a minute, I take that back. Somebody did tell me that she couldn't watch the film. She'd had to already own the films because she doesn't have internet. So
I
I was
didn't have
like,
internet for like 6 years.
Wow.
Actually, I was just like, well, I can watch whatever. I have an extensive collection. I don't need the internet.
And you can buy more at like Walmart for like $10. So,
Yep, exactly. So that was me, but I have internet now, thankfully, and I
yeah.
can admit it was a good decision.
um so yeah, he's written a lot of he did a movie for Henry Couteau called Scare Waves. Just a
I've heard
bunch.
of that one.
Have you heard of Haunted House on Sorority Row? Also Henry Couteau.
I
So this
don't
guy's done.
think so. I'm familiar with him,
Oh,
Henry
yeah,
Udo.
and then he also did a bunch of movies for like Mark and all of them back in the day. Mark and John back in the day, called like Among Us and Razor Teeth, which I've been wanting to watch.
Me
For a while.
too. I've seen Among Us. I have that one.
And Peter Rottentail he also wrote. So I guess
I love Peter Rottentail, actually.
he also started with Mark and them and stuff, and then he did stuff for Henrik and other people and
Yeah,
himself. So John seems to have a grasp on like what the films are, like Mark Poloni's films are going to be like, so
exactly.
which is great because when you work with somebody, a lot of the time you don't have a clue what they're capable of pulling off or not pulling off. You know what I mean? It's kind of hard. So, I'm pretty sure he knew kind of, okay, you probably got access to this stuff, so let's
Yeah,
make
and
that.
I like the shark effects. It's like it's not really CG. What would you say it is? Like the effects of the
Oh,
shark,
it's
like
definitely CG.
it looks like
I thought it was CG because like the scene
it's
where the shark
kind
is
of
being
CG, but
like
into the bubble.
in the bubble, that's got to be CG. Come on now.
Yeah,
And
but it doesn't look like a computer generated shark. It looks almost like claymation.
I don't know. It looked like to
Yeah,
me like CGI. That would be a Mark Poloni question, I guess. If I ever
yeah.
got the chance to interview him, I'll have to ask that question. Like, what
Because
was
I do like the look of the shark, and I love when they're like swimming around that spaceship, and like the guys in the water. I mean, that's like a background. It's like,
it was fun. Like
yeah,
like I said, I was expecting a little bit more sharks, but I guess it made more of the third, of the third kind stuff. And
yeah.
then at the end, and spoilers, I guess, but we've pretty much been spoiling the whole time. But the end of the movie has the bit where they pretty much tell them, the sea is ours, everything else is yours, stay away and everything. And they're like, we will, because we don't want to deal with you guys anymore. You know, I just thought it was fun. It was entertaining. It wasn't meant to be serious at all.
Not at
Like
all. Not at all.
I would love for somebody to take this shit seriously. If a movie called Shark Encounters of the Third Kind, please take that seriously.
I think
Um,
anyone who would watch this movie knows what they're in for.
I would hope so. But there are those people that do reviews, and you see the reviews, and they're like, oh, I thought this was gonna be like a real, Hollywood movie or something. Like, dude, did you look at the cover? Because like the covers kind of show you what you're in for. Like this isn't.
Exactly.
This is just a pure fun movie. A bunch of people run out, make a movie together, and they have a good time.
That's what's inspiring. And
Exactly.
Mark always uses a lot of the same actors too. Like you can like see half of the cast from like Camp Blood 7 in this. Maybe not half, but that one guy's in it.
Probably more than half actually,
But
because
yeah, I was gonna say like I see a lot of those actors and a lot of them in what Jeff.
Kirkendall and
Yes,
um,
I've become a fan of his. Like,
I,
and he was in Return to Splatter Farm. I think he's awesome in it. Him and Mark are funny together. They do a great job. The
was
whole
it
cast is great.
yeah, I loved him in like Sharkenstein and
Yeah,
everything.
exactly.
And then I saw another one. I saw the Jurassic Prey movie, and he was fantastic in that. So
I
like,
haven't seen.
I absolutely just adore watching these guys because like, you know, it's either like Jenny Russo is the star, or Danielle Donahue is the star,
Yeah,
or both are in the movies. Whatever. Like they switch things or whatever, and I love that. Like it makes me. You know what it reminds me? It reminds me of a lower budgeted version of the Asylum. You know,
yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
like lower budgeted, like the Asylum's already low budget. Take the Asylum's budget and you got Mark Polonia and his crew of people, because they're basically, everybody's got to compete with like the bigger name movies that are coming
Yep.
out that cost a lot more, but still are like having the same thing. The only difference is you don't have like Tara Reid in your movie or something. You have,
Yeah.
uh, you might have like another B movie legend, that's
And you
below
don't
that, but
even need him. You're fucking Mark Polonia.
exactly. You're making stars out of these people. Like Jenny Russo went on to do other people's films, and Danielle
Yep.
Donahue, I think, has done other people's movies. I don't know if Jeff has or not, but like, like they can go off and do other people's films.
Yeah. I mean, I'd
Let
love to
peop-
work with any of these people.
Yeah, I would too. I would die to work with any of these people. They all like Tim Hatch is another person who's been in a bunch of their
Yep.
movies, and
Yep.
he's always fantastic. I loved him ever since I remember him specifically in I believe it was The Bride of the Werewolf,
That's one I
and
haven't seen.
oh my god, that movie is so much fun. Mel Heflin is in that movie, and it's just fun. Like it's like
I've heard about it.
funny because then I hear like Jade and Tony are in that movie, and both of them are like huge horror nuts. They love
Yeah.
working, and I mean, they were so excited to work with Mark, and stuff. And that's
He's a
that's
legend.
and that's what happens when you work on these movies. You work on a movie that like Mark, is making, then it becomes a Mark movie, like it's the stuff that he's doing. And people are excited about that. This is a Wild Eye movie. He's also done stuff for David Sterling. He's done stuff for everyone. He just works with whoever pretty much wants to work with them. And
Exactly. And who wouldn't want to work with him? He's a
yeah,
force of nature. I mean, he's
exactly.
Mark's incredible.
Sorry, I mean, I feel like we're ass kissing Mark, but it's true though. Like when you
But
watch
I've been
these
a fan
movies,
of his. So whenever I was filming Spirit Animal, I had never seen Splatter Farm when I started. And I've seen all the other SOV like essential movies, Cannibal Camp Out, Video Violence and stuff. And halfway through filming, I finally found a copy of Splatter Farm. I made my, cinematographer effects artist watch. I'm like, this is what I want the blood gore to look like. Splatter
right?
Farm. It was like one of my favorite movies before I ever saw it. So obviously I've been a fan of Mark, like especially since seeing Splatter Farm. So not even that
Oh,
long, but like I pretty much became like obsessed with all of his movies. I love SOV. I just, as everyone knows.
you
So
got your own show
yeah,
about it. Well, that's great.
exactly.
All right, so we're approaching the sort of toward the end. What would you give this a rating of, like out of 5 stars?
I would give it a 4 out of 5.
4 out of 5.
I would.
Wow.
I really enjoyed this. Like, and I wasn't expecting to enjoy it as much. I love the story. It's very over the top ridiculous. I don't mind that there's, maybe more alien activity than sharks. I think it works really well
Well,
together.
like you said, you enjoy that part.
Yeah,
You enjoy the alien stuff because you enjoy feeders, and so this sort of reminds you of it. So, like, I
exactly.
get it. I would say 3.5, but I mean that's high for me too. Like, with these things, so I would
Yeah.
say 3.5. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a lot of fun. I mean, and you know, um, I mean, I kind of like Sharkenstein and a lot of these other ones a little
Mhm.
bit more because of how like really off the wall, goofy. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
Sharkenstein's a freaking monster that like a shark that like walks on two legs.
Oh yeah,
Like it's
exactly.
just nuts. This movie is still nuts. There's still a lot of really funny stuff, but it isn't. I don't think it doesn't go that far, into it or whatever, that I think
Yeah.
like some of his other work does. But still, I mean, I love it. I think it's great, and I would recommend it on Tubi if anybody wants to go check that out, or buy it on the 30th when it comes out on DVD. Though
Oh
I
hell
don't think
yeah.
it'll
Check
be
it out.
on Blu-ray. Like none of these movies in the shot on HD ever come out on Blu-ray, and that
Well, that doesn't really do Blu-ray, I don't think.
I
I
understand it
think
costs
very
more money,
rarely.
but yeah, like I bought like one Blu-ray, I think, of theirs, or whatever.
Oh, you know what? I think they did Velocipaster, right? That came on Blu-ray.
See, yeah, they're very picky, I guess.
That's the
What
only movie from all that I think I've even seen that was available on Blu-ray. Because
I
I
think
do
they
own.
had a Jurassic Dead or something was on
Oh God, I do own Jurassic Dead. I wasn't a
Blu-ray.
fan. Yeah,
Yeah, so I bought that because
you got that at Walmart.
they go to Texas Frightmare weekend,
Mhm.
and they always have a table there. So the two times that I went there, they like know me now when I go there, like, hey, because I had actually for my movie Scary Story Slumber Party, I had sent them information, and they said they couldn't. I forgot what the reason was, but they couldn't, they couldn't distribute it. So I said,
Yeah,
okay, that's fair. But I talked to them, and they were very sweet, and I told them I'd do reviews, and they were like, "Oh, you want this movie? How about this movie? This movie?" And they gave me
yeah.
like 20 movies to bring home, and I was just like, God, I wasn't expecting this much, and everything. So I'm a huge fan of them, and I need to review more of their movies because maybe
Have you seen you've seen Carousel, right?
I have, and I own it. I own the copy uh that Steve sent me. So
Steve's awesome.
yeah.
And I'm a big fan. I put that out, but I don't know if I like copy.
What was that? Hold on, sorry, you kind of broke up because the stupid
Oh, it's
internet
okay.
connection.
I just said I'm a big fan of Steve and Carousel.
Yeah,
I don't own the Wild Eye copy. I own the Blu-ray copy I bought from Steve at the
I
premiere.
I don't have the Blu-ray copy, but I need to get that at some point. I've got the DVD copy that I got from him, and got sent
Yeah,
sent to me. We did. That's funny that you mentioned Carousel and Velocipaster. We did those for What the Fuck Fridays. Our first season.
that's perfect.
Yeah, we
Those
did.
are perfect movies for
Yeah,
that.
we did Carousel. We did Velocipaster. We did Clownado. We did
I love Todd Sheets. Todd
yeah,
Sheets is my fucking hero.
yeah, and we did what's
And
the other?
Mark Polonia.
Yeah, and we did what's the other one? We did like Doctor Horror's Erotic House of Idiots and a few other movies, like a few other
Yeah.
crazy ass movies. But so we hope to bring that back next year, but the fuck Friday. But so we'll
Oh
try to
yeah.
get you on as a guest for that. But
Oh yeah.
we took a break because we did 2 seasons, and we're like, let's take a break this year to concentrate on other shows, get seasons for those, and then we'll come back. And we hope. I think Mark Bologna has a few What the Fuck Fridays,
Awesome.
projects. That. So I'm sure we'll do that too. So tell us, what have you been up to? What have you tell us more about what you're doing.
Oh yeah. Just still promoting Spirit Animal. We got our first film festival in a couple weeks that
Mhm.
we've been accepted to at Tampa Bay Screams. That's gonna be
Nice. Yes.
yeah, very
I
exciting.
Kate will be there from Clownado,
Yes, yes.
and she's
I'm excited to
also
meet her.
yeah, she's also working with me on my project. So
That's awesome.
she's gonna have a busy March.
She seems like a very amazing person. I'm very excited to meet her and hopefully
She's really
work with her in
sweet.
the future. Yeah.
She
So
gets to
yeah,
work,
that's
she gets to work with Tina Kraus, and she's really excited about it. Are you there? Can you hear me?
I couldn't hear you for a second.
Okay. I said, yeah, I figured you couldn't. So she, no, she gets to work with Tina Kraus, with
Uh,
me. And I get to work with both of them together. That's crazy. Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah. Lucky me. So, I mean, yeah, absolutely. But let's see what else. What else has been up? We got we here we got sickflickproductions.com out. We're going to be doing distribution soon, so hopefully more on that later, and we got a bunch of stuff going on with Indie Film Cafe, so check that out. Do you have a website?
I don't right now. I'm trying to work on it, but just our Facebook page on there's Necro Shark Films with a K, like necromantic and shark, necro shark.
Oh,
and
really? Are you trying to do some
and the spirit animal page.
necromancing with sharks?
Yeah, why not?
Alrighty then.
In the Spirit Animal Facebook page. So that's where I've been selling copies of Spirit Animal if you want one.
Sweet. All right, I'll have to pick one up. When I get back
Yeah.
to Virginia, I'll definitely have to pick it up.
Yeah.
All right. This should be out, I think, like May or June. June. I think probably around shark kind of thing. Sharks.
Shark Week's in August.
I know, but close to when like sharks would, people would be swimming in a thing in the summer. So hopefully it'll be out in the summer. So expect that then. But until then, thank you so much. Is there anything that we left out? Like, what's your? Do you have a Twitter or Facebook?
I just have a Facebook, Madeline Deering.
Okay, cool. All right, well, hit Madeline up, and everybody, thank you guys for checking this out. Check us back next. Yes, we do this every 2 weeks, so the first Thursday or the second Thursday and the fourth. So check it out on the next one. Bye, everybody.
See ya. Thank you.